Ally and Tom. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
It's good to see you.
So, I had this bright idea that we do an energy drink tasting. This is currently a Phoenix blueberry lemonade in a real whiskey glass. And I gave them a little energy drink charcuterie board.
And honestly, this could become a thing. Something's nice about actually being able to smell a drink before you taste it.
All right, let's get into this intro. Tom Pacaro featured twice on RX Muscle and with Dave Palumbo and Blackstone Labs. 5-time NPC Teen Collegiate champ. Aries Nutrition athlete. Hit him with that code.
Pacaro, my last name.
Spell it.
Pacaro.
Money.
15% off.
And what people don't know is he is the first men's open guest poser at Powerhouse Gym in 2025.
First time getting a guest pose was pretty cool.
And then Ally Eckert, NPC bikini competitor, winning first in her class and a top 2 finish at the open at the 2024 PA Muscle, part-time stock car race driver, and paralegal Temple alumni.
Yes, I'm coming back for 2026.
The stock car or
the PA Muscle. No, I'm waiting on my stock car to get fixed right now.
Nice.
Not actually a stock car, but
Well, an M3 is pretty good.
yeah, my 2003 BMW M3. It's a baller car.
Yeah, I know I've seen you around like Wolf in North Wales, but I don't think I've seen you since Powerhouse.
I've been going to Wolf. I like the vibe there a lot better lately. I never don't like the vibe at Wolf, but sometimes convenience, that's what makes me go to Powerhouse. But on a Saturday when I have nothing to do, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to Wolf. Better vibes.
Something about catching the vibe of a gym is pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And especially across multiple time bands. Like, usually you got different crowds. But Wolf's just pretty steady good.
Yeah, I love what Danny's doing over there, and it's like very community based. Mm-hmm. Their community base is very strong, and it seems like they're not even trying, and I say that in a very good way.
Yeah.
They're not trying too hard with like, oh, like we have this special this month, doing this week, just shoving it down your throat with like sales stuff.
Or even just forced content.
Yeah.
Like, how many people just force content? Forced content always seems fake and gay.
I know a gym that does that.
Yeah.
No, but Danny can just be Danny, and it's enough to be interesting.
Yeah, like for example, just like this. I'm a little crazy and I like to be silly sometimes, so like why not have legit wine glasses, a whiskey glass, and some energy drinks?
Cheers.
You know, a lot of people don't know what makes a red wine glass a red wine glass. It's really fat, gets lots of surface area I don't know. It's just cool. It's the real thing.
Yeah.
Wait, I think that the community aspect of a gym is so underrated, and the importance of the people, it's not talked about enough.
Yeah, and especially when I worked at Powerhouse, I mean, you guys saw I was like there like 16 hours a day pretty much.
Yeah. Like, I knew I was going to see you if I went in.
Yeah. I remember like the first time like I saw you guys like walk in, we had like a bit of an awkward exchange because like I don't think you heard what I said when I was like standing behind the desk. I was like, the first thing I saw was your quads coming up the parking lot, and I was like, you cracking sidewalks with that thing?
Oh, man. It's just because she likes to want to wear short shorts, so it makes it easy to show off legs.
Women love an ass.
Yeah, and like a thick thigh. Yeah.
Who doesn't?
This is like so cool, and I think we talked a little bit on the phone, but I wanted to say like genuinely you guys were like a huge part in inspiring me to like even start this, because for me it's extremely rare to see a couple in the gym both hardworking motherfucker outside the gym and inside the gym, and having like that intensity, not just the, oh, it's cute, let's do your set, you do your set. No, like you two are both in it.
Dude, if the training sessions weren't good when I train with you, I wouldn't train with you because the training matters. I'm not going to pussyfoot around just because, I want to spend time with somebody. You got to have good sets.
Yeah.
Most girls don't know how to train. They don't train to failure. And I see a lot of girls year after year, they post their progress pictures and they look the same. Like 2 years have gone by and there's no difference. There's no added muscle. Like there has to be something wrong with your training. You're not training hard enough.
Here's a good example, right? If you look at most girls' programs for training, it's like 25, 30 sets per body part, like 3 or 4 leg days a week. And you just can't train that way if you're actually training hard. It's not physically possible. And then you can look at like Tiffany Sams. She does like as much quad volume as I do on a quad day. It's like 8 or 9 sets. That's it. But she actually knows how to train and trains to failure and trains hard. So, I mean, if you put her on one of those normal female athlete programs, she'd get smaller because you just can't do that much.
Yeah, and you can't recover from that much either.
No.
And a lot of what I've seen, just me training women, is they'll show me their program, and it's all junk volume.
Yeah.
100% of it is junk volume. And then, they'll do, if the paper says, oh, do 4 sets of 12, they'll stop at 12 and not go any further.
And I mean, to be fair, if you have an athlete that doesn't push all the way to failure, you have to drive the progress with something. And I guess that's just volume.
Yeah, I also remember going up to you guys like just so excited. Like I had news about like the grand opening every single day, every single week. And like probably like my most emotional moment was me coming up to you guys, and this was like the first time I've ever had to like hold back tears in front of people in like a long time, when I went up to you guys and told you, hey, we got Fuad, we got Paul and Ian coming.
Yeah. They're hard to get a hold of.
Yeah. And I remember saying like, hey, I was able to talk to Guy's sister Nino, and we fixed everything.
Yeah.
You can't want it more than whoever else, like whoever's owns the gym or whoever's running the gym. You know what I mean?
Because like you had a lot of really good ideas.
Yeah. And
They just had to be executed properly. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it was. Which is a shame.
if you're not getting the support that you need
Right.
to see the vision through,
Right.
then
Right.
what are you going to do?
I mean, I brought a sword to the gym.
I know.
I miss when they would give out swords at shows. I don't think I've seen a sword given out like at a local show since like 2018, 2019. I've seen an axe or two before then too. Like I would like an axe.
I think something happened where like an NPC competitor dropped a sword on his toe.
Ooh.
And that's why they can't give out swords anymore.
Yeah, but like that's his fault. So
Yeah. I know we have like a few questions on like pharmacology and like coaches. So, Tom, is there anything that you've changed your mind on with the knowledge you have now?
There's a lot of things that seem like really hard, fast rules when it comes to gear, especially when you're just getting into stuff. But the more you learn, and this is like something definitely to look out for in a coach, like if they have set ratios or set doses that are planned out for you ahead of time, that's really stupid. That means they don't know how to tailor a program to the individual. because you have to play with things as they're going on. The body's always changing. Your blood work's never going to look the same. How you respond in one prep versus another prep, it's never going to be the same. So I feel like a lot of people have this idea of where their test should be or where stuff on paperwork should be. But a lot of stuff you have to play by what the actual symptoms are. Like with estrogen, people will take an AI, even if they're on a lot of tests, to keep their estrogen probably under 60. It's usually a good number people like to shoot at. But there's a lot of really great stuff about estrogen, and if your testosterone's really high, your estrogen's not really like that high. It's more about the ratio of androgens to estrogens than it is the raw number. So, like again, with the estrogen, it protects your heart and your brain. It's involved with fat loss, and it's involved with muscle growth. The only reason you should really try to lower it back down is if you're having blood pressure issues, you're getting gyno, or you're becoming overly emotional. And the last high estrogen side you could look for is if you have a sex drive, but erectile quality is not the best. Okay, then you can control the symptoms. But estrogen riding higher is usually a good thing. So, yeah.
And estrogen can help with IGF-1 too.
Yeah, that's how it helps with muscle growth. I don't know, trying to slaughter a hormone that does so many important things for your entire body is really silly unless you're right before a show and you're using it to dry out or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And there's also been some talk in the industry about progesterone use, progesterone usage for men, progesterone usage for women to almost fix certain problems.
Ooh,
depending on the context.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. that really doesn't sound like a good idea.
Well, that's why you're
for
here.
The men.
Explain.
Yeah. Well, for women, I can see that a little bit more. But for men, the progestogenic signaling, you get enough of that if you're on a 19 or. If you're on DHEA or Tren, you're already getting some of that activation, you're fine. Just taking extra progesterone, it amplifies the effects of estrogen. And for someone who hasn't had gyno surgery yet, gyno can either be estrogen dominant or progesterone dominant, and that would be prolactin based, which is the breast tissue trying to grow or is it trying to produce milk, basically? That's a good way to think about it. Boy, my gyno was all progestin based.
So you weren't lactating?
No, that would mean if I kept going and didn't control it with something,
you
that I
would
would
start
have.
lactating?
You would have been able to squeeze a drop out of your nipple, crazy stuff. Yeah, progesterone doesn't have a lot of anabolic contexts. And for mental health, okay, it is important, so it can't be zero. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to do anything for progesterone, I would say take pregnenolone instead, because at least then your body has to convert it and has systems in place to keep it within a range. Yeah, just taking progesterone on its own seems really stupid.
So pregnenolone. Say it, please.
Pregnenolone and allopregnenolone.
So that would keep it at a baseline because your own body is regulating.
Yeah, because we're not talking about just progesterone with the pregnenolone. Pregnenolone's a neurosteroid. It's involved in a lot of neurotransmitter production and thought processes. Mm-hmm. So when you're taking a cycle, you're not producing the cascade of neurosteroids to cause testosterone formation in the testicles, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's actually a point in backfilling the neurosteroids, and you can do all of that with DHEA and pregnenolone. You don't need anything else.
And the dose would be entirely individual dependent?
With those ones, because we're just trying to get back to a more normal range, I honestly 25 milligrams and then 5 or 10 milligrams of DHEA at the 25, and then 5 or 10 of the pregnenolone. It's probably enough for just about anyone. Yeah.
And I know on your Instagram you've mentioned, what do you call it, an antihistamine for AD.
Ooh, I love this. Ketotifen.
Yeah.
Yeah, people used to talk on forums all the time about taking Benadryl with Clen to upregulate the beta-2 receptors. Because taking Clen for a long time, you are going to downregulate your beta-2 receptors a bit. But the problem is the only antihistamine And like the mechanism makes sense. When you block antihistamines, you actually do create more beta receptors. But the only antihistamine that has been studied effective at that is the ketotifen. So ketotifen taken at 1 to 2 milligrams a day actually will increase the amount of beta receptors you have. But it's also been studied in the context of muscle wasting because it blocks the TNF alpha, like group of inflammatory things, and this includes myostatin. So it is like a mild myostatin blocker, as well as increasing your beta receptors, which have anabolic properties on their own. So, excuse me. I think if you can get access to ketotifen, it's even good for me with my cat allergies, because we have cats. Like, I just want to run it year round, because there aren't really that many issues with running it long term. You're a little bit more anabolic. And then when you run clen, it will work a little bit better. So
this is the sauce that I love about having guests on a podcast, because this is all like information nobody's talking about.
who the fuck talks about ketotifen?
Who even knows what that is?
Not me.
No, but no. There's a couple other things like that too that I think are just totally underutilized. Even NMN for when you're dieting, like just increasing the level of NAD in your system.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've all heard of 5-amino-1-MQ. That basically just stops the NAD from getting destroyed in your fat cells, so you can still produce energy from them. You can also just increase the supply in the blood and then backfill it that way. But NAD in your whole system is going to make you cognitively better too.
I will never in my entire life take another NAD shot. I am. Oh my God. I felt like I was going to die.
You sub-Q.
No, I got it at IV clinic.
Oh, shoot.
And just 250 bones just in me all at once.
Doesn't it like freeze? Like it feels like it's super cold?
No, I haven't had this feeling since I had rhabdo.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
You feel like you're literally dying.
Oh.
And they said, oh, it's just your cells doing its thing. And I'm like, doing what? Because I thought an NAD plus shot would like help me because I was like sick at the time. No, I was still sick for the following 8 weeks.
Wow.
It did not help me at all.
Wow.
Holy crap. You were sick for 2 months?
Yeah, dude.
Jesus. That's terrible.
Yeah, because I tried being a nice guy and helped this girl walking in the club. I'm a security manager, by the way. I'm not just touching women's feet. We had like shoes in the back for her because she refused to wear high heels. She'd been wearing it for 8 hours. She wanted to use the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is not a problem. And she was like too drunk to like put them on, so I put them on for her. Her feet were so dirty. My entire body smelled after.
Ew.
And so
That's impressive. Boy, kudos to her.
Dirty
One pair of
feet.
socks. So
well, it made me sick, physically sick for another 4 weeks after having the flu for 4 weeks.
Are you sure she didn't have like a fungal infection?
Yeah, well, that's
or like
what
a
I'm kind of assuming.
viral? I had a virus on my skin once, so that's
rare.
This woman had
I
the
was
black
very young.
plague on her feet.
oh god, that's disgusting.
But anyway, I got an NAD plus shot and it didn't help with that.
Okay, well, lesson learned.
Yeah. But I bet if you're really old, it would feel really good.
Dying?
No, NAD. Like a NAD. Holy shit.
I mean, if you're so old you can't feel anything,
You're
and
just like, ooh.
ugh.
Wife's nagging at me again. Fucking sweet release of death.
Just shoot up antifreeze.
Also with like people just winging their cycles. What a lot of people don't know for those that aren't in the medical field is the synergistic effects of drugs. Not just, hey, let me just do a gram of this, and just see what happens. So for those that don't know, synergy is when one compound does another thing, one compound does another thing, and when they're combined together, they almost exacerbate the effects. So I'll let you explain that.
We get a nice like 1 + 1 = 3 sort of effect. These usually come from compounds that don't build muscle traditionally. A great example, best one's anadrol. Anadrol, if you actually look at the studies, has almost no affinity for the androgen receptor. If that was the only thing it did, it would be the worst steroid ever created. But through means we don't entirely know yet, part of it's got to be the anti-glucocorticoid receptor and mineralocorticoid receptor effect it has. But again, we're talking about other parts of the cell, not androgen receptor. Obviously, it rapidly increases like how full your muscles are, makes you stronger, and seems to help specifically even more with 19-nors. So a really great stack for growth like tren and anadrol, because I bet you from the tren you get the progestin signaling for growth. From the anadrol, you have glucomineralocorticoid receptor activation and something else that we don't know, but it just makes everything better. And then you have the tren being a strong androgen too, and you're hitting muscle growth from like 3 different ways. Another good one's actually D-ball. Again, D-ball's not good at hitting the androgen receptor. It does create a really cool type of estrogen, which can be bad if you have gyno, but it's also like it causes a little euphoric feeling, and it makes you just feel mentally happy. And that extra fullness it brings is crazy. It's like D-ball or anadrol, they do non-genomic, non-androgen receptor effects, and so does Winstrol. I don't know why for Winstrol, but it has like non-androgen related gene effects. So Winstrol, anadrol, test actually, those 3, and D-ball all have effects that aren't just androgen receptor. So any of those added into a cycle will likely make them a lot better than just adding in more EQ or adding in Anavar, because you're actually getting additional effects off of them. You're going to run out of space with your androgen receptors eventually. Like if you're pinning 5 grams, pinning 10 isn't going to be that much better.
I personally don't know anybody 5 grams to the dome.
Well, they used to, like, Greg Valentino, he used to do a bottle of Test Prop every day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, literally. He would do like 10 mils in his arms.
I can't afford that. But also with all of this like information being shared for the broccoli heads that go to the many gyms I frequent, this does not mean just eat anadrol and tren like M&Ms.
Yeah, that's where you have to know your audience, I guess. Yeah, this is not a blanket like encouragement to just run gear all year round. We're talking about like little runs of adding something in to boost effects.
Yeah, like we also talked about this on the phone. There comes a point where you take something, a drug, no matter what it is, and it has its benefits. But after a certain dose, and it doesn't even have to be that high, like labeled high, for you to start seeing like negative side effects, stuff with your skin, stuff with your blood work, or stuff with your mental health. Combining a little, highlight little bit of this, a little bit of this is going to take you that much farther. More of these 2 things does not equal you're going to become Mr. Olympia in the next 12 weeks.
Muscle growth is slow.
But can I say that the basis for all of this is the passion and the love of training and eating properly. If you don't have that basic foundation, then everything else, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like you have to want to be in the gym on like your worst day ever. You have to have the eating patterns to even be remotely successful in training, to progress in training, to even feel good.
Because like no steroid is going to do anything if you don't love training and know how to train and know how to eat and do all that already.
Yeah, like just like you're passionate about like any hobby whatsoever, or if you're really intense about something, you have to be that intense about eating and training before diving into anything else. Everything else is just a small tool. But training and eating will always be the foundation of anybody that wants to be great. I did not have the love for training, and I didn't have the discipline that I did without my ex. She was weighing out her food more than me. She was on plan more than me, especially year round. She would call me out for going off plan. She would call me out for not weighing something. And it was just being held accountable to an appropriate level. I set the tone saying, I'm going to compete. I'm going to compete.
Yeah.
And she would say, is that what your coach told you to do? Is that what a competitor would do? So if you have a goal, it's important to have somebody close in your corner that holds you accountable to the tone you're setting. If you're a lifestyle, cool. The tone doesn't have to be as intense. But if you say you want to compete and you want to win, your coach is going to hold you accountable to that tone you're setting. All right, you want to be Mr. Olympia in 5 years? This is what you have to do. You can't let life stuff get in the way.
Right.
Because they're going through shit too. Mm-hmm. They are not invincible. They have to navigate life stuff, death, taxes, car accidents, whatever life is throwing at them. They have to deal with it too, but their outlet is always going to be training. Their outlet is always going to be, hey, going to bed, and I did exactly what my plans said eating-wise. And, if you have trouble sleeping, maybe you got 6 hours rather than 8 hours, cool, you still followed the fucking plan. You still didn't let your mind go out of control and go in the fridge.
Yeah.
Well, this actually brings up an interesting thing, like the difference between off-season and prep time too. Because, for people who have only competed a few times or have just been doing this for a few years, I actually do think it's a good idea to be super restrictive and on top of things in your off-season, because you haven't built up the earned muscle memory of just doing what you're supposed to do and then going about with your stuff. But I feel like if you've been doing this for like a decade, you've got that part. And then the extra stress involved in an off-season context from being like trying to be perfect with everything can actually hinder progress because your stress is just higher. Whereas if something happens and you have to go and just have a meal out or something, it's not the end of the world. You're not in prep, whatever. Or if you want to try a new food, you can cook it, you can try it, whatever. You don't have to be super restrictive. When it comes to prep time, of course, you go right back in. But that little bit of freedom to let those things slightly impact you and just roll with the punches, I actually think can make your progress in an off-season better.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like people will take like that information, not pay attention to what you just said, and say, "Oh, I can be a little lax because I'm stressed," and I'm just like, You have not competed before. You are also not Chris Bumstead. Chris Bumstead said he had a cookie on a refeed day. You are not Chris Bumstead. But Chris, if you're watching this, hi. I don't know why you're watching this, but I appreciate it. But I also feel like people overuse the word cortisol, overuse the word stress, and I see it in just the behavior of the children that we have running around today, because I just look around and I just see, at least from like my perspective, men are not men anymore. And that's just my perspective thing. Men are not men anymore. Men are not willing to suffer for a job, suffer for a career, suffer for bodybuilding if they say they want to be a bodybuilder. Nobody's willing to work. Nobody's even willing to regulate themselves without an antidepressant, without a drug, without a vice.
Yeah, I'm talking about like a potato instead of rice. That doesn't mean you don't eat your meals.
Yeah, and a cookie is not the same thing as a potato.
Right,
Cookie
right.
is not the same thing as rice.
Yeah.
But like the first time I went to Power Build, every single day there was like a full box of Krispy Kreme in the fucking trash can.
Wow.
And I mean every single day. And I know it wasn't the same box because I know they changed that trash every single day. But every single day there was a box of Krispy Kreme in the fucking trash can. So I know.
Ronnie Coleman's vice was barbecue sauce, not donuts.
Yeah. And also, he didn't eat like typical French fries. His mom made his food for him and cut him up French fry style. He did not go to fucking McDonald's and eat fucking French fries.
I didn't even know that.
It's so easy to actually make French fries. Like, just cut up a potato and bake it in the oven. Like, use a little bit of Pam spray.
Yeah.
So easy.
With the amount of like stuff we have available to us to make dieting like easier.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is no excuse to not be in
it's
shape.
And the
cheat
more you
mode.
do it, the easier it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, something else is I notice in my like work life or just outside of the gym life, I don't push my lifestyle on anybody. I don't even talk about it. I just do my thing, eat out of my Tupperware. But I find that people feel the need to justify their lifestyle to me. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you do, what you eat, whatever. Just because I choose to live this way doesn't mean that I care what you're doing.
Somebody brought this up and I thought it was like really, really interesting. Sorry, my beard just touched the microphone.
Sorry, I just jump all over the place.
No, it's cool.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. You know.
When somebody says, I don't drink, like alcohol, the most common response is, why? You know how wild that would be if I said any other thing? I don't smoke meth. Why?
Why?
I don't do coke. Why? Okay.
'Cause
I have heard that actually.
It's almost like an accusation. Like, they feel like they're being accused of doing something wrong. Like, if you say, I don't drink, well, why? Like, you must think that there's something wrong with that.
Well, people say like, oh, is it like a religious thing? Is it, are you dieting? And I'm like, no, I just don't.
I don't want to wake up tomorrow feeling like shit.
Also, like, I want to be healthy. I don't crave alcohol.
Then that negates my whole entire workout the day before. Like, it doesn't even count. So why would I waste my time like that?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I'll drink on occasion, on a rare occasion.
yeah, like rare occasion, and that's moderation. Just me personally, I don't feel like working my ass off all week and then getting obliterated every single weekend because I see it every single weekend.
I did. I blacked out not too long ago.
Hell yeah.
No.
Why?
Because I was with my 2 high school friends that, like, it was like being 17 again in somebody's basement. That's why.
I'd make the argument a shot of Tren a week is better than a binge drink a week. For you. Yeah.
What does? So, how much Tren equals like 3 shots of an Irish whiskey?
Oh, shit. No, I don't know about that.
But I also know you wanted to talk about bad coaches, and I want you to let it rip.
Okay. So this has nothing to do at all with my current coach. He's amazing. He's great. This has nothing to do with him.
Amen.
Amen. Where to begin?
And these are coaches that you've dealt with like before personally?
Yep. Well, basically, I feel as though I was a human guinea pig. A huge red flag to look out for is if a cycle is being pushed on you that you don't want to take. That happened to me. I was pushed into a cycle that I really didn't want to take. What else? I feel like my like breaks can be cut out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do I even begin?
Well, there was definitely some emotional manipulation going on.
Oh yeah, well, and also this was in the very beginning of my bodybuilding journey, so I didn't know any better. And you're supposed to trust your coach, and I did fully to a fault, where like I've gained 30 pounds and I hate the way I look. I'm following the plan. I'm doing what I'm told, but I hate the way I look. What's wrong with...
Well, it's like basically she followed her off-season plan perfectly.
Oh, wait.
And then there was a special event. And then all of the, quote-unquote progress of that off-season that was negative was blamed on that, it was a wedding. Was blamed on that wedding where she like had a drink and had some food off plan. Like that's the reason why this all looks like shit now.
Not to mention that in my first prep, I was starved for months on end. I think it was at least 8 weeks on like 800 calories, like no carbs. And people were like, you look like you're dying. Like, I looked terrible. And my peak week, I was not carved up at all going into the show. It was just terrible after terrible mistake. And so coming out of that, it felt like I was being experimented on. And, 90 minutes of cardio on top of only eating 800 calories. Like, I'm literally dying here.
All body functions are just going to shit.
Yeah. Like, was barely functioning.
There are like multiple flavors of bad coaches. So you have one like that, where something there's an unresponsive issue, but it was just bad programming. And then some forcing of things that didn't need to happen. Like forcing a first-time bikini athlete to take an injectable. You don't need to do that. And
you also don't need to combine testosterone and Anavar as a female bikini competitor going into your first show. That is not necessary.
No, not at all. And you got bad coaches like that. And then you got people who are super unresponsive. Like people who don't respond to their check-ins within a day. And will just, I had a client leave for a big name and then come back. It was for his first show. And 3 weeks out, he just stopped getting messages. Like right before the show. During peak week, he had no idea what the fuck to do. So he had to just like wing it on his own. And he felt too ashamed to go ask anyone else that he worked with previously for help with this because he left them to go with this big name. So like a good coach isn't necessarily the most known coach. The coach has to respond to you and work with you.
Wait, it gets better with my old coach. So we were starting my second prep, and I had just had my appendix removed. It was an emergency surgery. So that kind of delayed the start of my prep a little bit. Well, I was on the treadmill like 2 days after my surgery at his advice. And so once I healed, then we got right into it. So for the first 6 weeks, I was on 1,600 calories and 1 hour of cardio. That was the beginning of the prep, okay? So for 6 weeks, I did not lose 1 single pound. And I'm like, where are we going from here? We don't have calories to pull from. I'm already at the high end of cardio. Where are we going? And I don't think I was met with a very supportive response. Yeah, at that point I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with you. I don't trust you anymore. I don't think you can get me where I'm going. So, and once that trust is gone, then there's nothing and the relationship is over.
And how did did you go immediately from that coach to your coach now?
Yes, I did shop around a little bit. I had a couple calls. And I went with my current coach because of a lot of positive feedback from people that I knew and people that I trusted. So, and like, you just have to look at their clients. Like, are his other clients doing well? Yeah, they are. And then with my first coach, I was kind of the best of them all. And I wasn't very good. So what does that say?
How did your current coach fix that problem you were having of being super restricted, yet on the high end of cardio? How did your coach fix that?
He lowered my cardio and increased my food.
You know, talking about cortisol, that's definitely from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ex went through the exact same thing, and she was trying to prep for wellness. Jesus Christ. 20,000 steps a day,
God damn.
an hour and a half of cardio, 20 weeks out.
Wow.
Well, not an hour and a half, an hour, 20 weeks out. This poor girl was on like 11, 12 incline, 3.6 miles per hour on the treadmill, and was eating, I think like 1,600 calories, didn't lose a thing, to the point where she's never like busted in my apartment at the time before. And yet I wake up and she's standing above me and she's like, I don't think I can prep anymore. And I'm like, oh. But that was a good bonding moment for us because she had to watch me drop out of a show before due to some health issues. And I had to help her through that heartbreak because, I mean, she was a trooper. She went from 20-something weeks to 11 weeks out like that. And she was just like so distraught. And I mean, an update on her now, like she doesn't bodybuild at all.
Wow.
She was totally burnt out.
It happens.
She lifts like every once in a while, but she doesn't bodybuild at all anymore.
I'm not trying to say that I don't see the benefit of being ready early and then increasing food into the show because you always look like your best 3 or 4 weeks after the show.
Days.
Days? Really?
Yeah. I do not look my best 3 or 4 weeks after a show. I look good, but like a couple days afterwards when you're super relaxed and filled out, then everything looks grainy and amazing. And that's what you want to shoot for.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not experience those 3 or 4 days. I was a high-strung asshole.
Ooh.
I looked like shit immediately after my first show. Like, just terrible. Because, again, old coach increased my calories way too fast. And insulin resistant, just not, it didn't look good, didn't feel good. And it was completely different. Like, I nailed my last reverse. Nailed it. And I stayed looking really good for a long time.
I've actually never done a reverse diet.
Really?
Never.
You're a whole different breed.
Yeah, like after my first show, I love the coach I had for that show, and I still do. But it was just all me. It was all me, and I've never been that hungry before, especially the food noise you get mentally when it's not even physical. So, I remember it was like I was binge eating every single day for like a month, and I was like rushed to the ER because I was having a heart attack.
Oh, my God.
Hearing that like you were like this close to a heart attack, like killing you, and having the PA come to your room and say like, "Hey, we found something actually wrong with you," and I was like, "Ew." So you had the bicuspid valve, tricuspid valve, and mitral valve. I had blood backing up in all three of those valves. Then I think the normal ejection fraction is like 75.
You want to be over. Yeah.
Yeah, over 75. I was at 50.
That's bad. Yeah. So you probably basically gave yourself congestive heart failure.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And she had to be there for that. And I think that was also part of the reason why she doesn't bodybuilding anymore, because she saw me like suffer year after year trying to chase this thing, and I'm doing it again.
Well, good, but that's why a good coach or people around you that are in medicine are a really good resource to have to make sure you don't fuck yourself up like that. Because with everything we're saying here in maximizing performance and all this, it can be dangerous. Like, we are pushing our bodies to the utmost extremes. You can do it safely. Absolutely no doubt about it. And you can mitigate risk. You can be healthier than the average person and be a super heavyweight bodybuilder. But if you don't like live the lifestyle and you don't know what you're doing, you can fuck yourself over.
Yeah.
Because you are muscularly obese. Literally. And like from a prep state and going into binge eating for a month, the amount of difference just in like fluid volume in your body.
And blood pressure difference.
From the fluid volume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, because your body needs time to adjust to that. It can't just light switch. It's not Pennsylvania weather. You know?
Yeah. And also the whole reason that happened is because I neglected my mental health the entire prep. And so, unfortunately, the day I got off stage, everything just like fell apart. I was very much not mentally okay. And that's why I was like binge eating for 1 month. Even after getting out of the hospital, I was still binge eating because I could not control like my own head. And, you know, obviously I got out of it at some point, but that was actually the first time I like invested in therapy. Like I was like very frantically shopping around for like in-person therapists, and the one I still have to this day, she helped me like out of that cycle. And now that I've had her for like a full off season, having a therapist, and I've never believed in therapy before, but going through it now, having a therapist before prep and during prep and after is a huge underutilized tool.
Because prep is not a Band-Aid for poor mental health. Like, you have to be in a good spot mentally before you go into a prep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just last month, I was not in a good place. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't think I want this anymore. Thank God I snapped out of it. But, like, how I was then was not the same as right now. And I would not have felt good going into a prep. Now I feel ready.
Yeah, and you guys, I think you guys saw like a little bit of it. I was not mentally okay at all last year, or like even the beginning of this year, and I was just working nonstop to like distract myself from what was going on. And you know, obviously that thing in January happened, and then finding out that the gym I put like my heart and soul into permanently like banned me after everything and made me like miss the event. That was like the cherry on top of where like I snapped.
Yeah. Well, to just be in the sport, I think you sort of have to at least at the start, not be mentally that great.
That's what I always say. You have to be fucked up in the head to be a bodybuilder. Like, you just have to be.
Obviously, the goal is after many years, you can be mentally healthy and then also continue to do this. And I think I've gotten there, but I've been living the lifestyle since I was 12. And I can actually say that. And people that know me from when I was then can actually vouch for me. Yeah, like 7th grade, I was walking around with the cooler full of meals. I was that weird fucking kid, you know. But it took at least until a year or two ago to even feel like not disgusted with like myself. And you know what? That's okay. At least I got there, right? And now at this point, I feel like I can just compete because I love it, not because I hate myself or because I feel like I need to prove something.
That's what got me started, just self-hatred. That's what drove me. Because I was a fat kid for most of my life until I was 21-ish. So it's been like 5 years now.
Yeah, even in the Marines, I was like definitely on like the fatter side, and I still called myself a bodybuilder. But it's only through through 2025 and now going into 2026, I actually like feel good because I'm actually eating my meals. I'm actually following the plan. I'm actually training with a purpose, despite going through like so many setbacks. This is like the first time I'm like, son of a bitch, my physique actually is progressing.
It feels good though. Yeah.
It does give a sense of purpose, bodybuilding, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dangerous thing with bodybuilding, you know, you start bodybuilding because of a negative mental health thing. You start training and eating, you feel better. Training becomes the best part of your day. Now comparison is a new mental illness. Now with social media, everybody's comparing themselves to either Chris Bumstead or Sam Sulik, to where like, why am I not like that? What am I doing wrong? It's like, well, have you been doing this since you were 12? Have you been training for the fun of it or because you feel like you have to?
Right.
I was one of those weird situations where I straight up took steroids before I loved training, before I loved the nutrition part of it. And I remember my research was watching a video, and he said 500 milligrams of test is pretty good. 500 EQ is also pretty good. And I was like, and he's like, 40 milligrams of D-ball, that's a good for a first cycle. And I was like, got it. So I did test and D-ball my first cycle. Oh. I ended up being a water buffalo.
Yeah.
It was also during COVID. So I was just taking drugs and not working out and also not breathing because I had COVID.
This was a great combination.
Oh, dude. It's great. Having the time of my life. But I believe that because I've made so many mistakes, I'm here now. Yeah, I'm not as big as I want to be. I'm not as lean as I want to be. But for those that are in that rut of like comparison, it's these people haven't lived your life. These people haven't had the parents you had. These people haven't had maybe like the difficult upbringing that you've had or the life situations that you've had to maybe delay training or delay nutrition a little bit. If you're thinking about it like that of, if I can't be Mr. Olympia, I can't do it at all. What else would you be doing? You've put this many years into eating, training, and built like a community of friends in the gym. What else would you be doing?
You have to keep the promises you make to yourself.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Do you like Dragon Ball?
I've never watched Dragon Ball.
Wow.
Damn, I can't make this analogy then. This is terrible. Okay. I'm going to try to explain
I want
that.
everybody to just hate the fuck out of me for not watching a single anime thing.
What? Not one single one?
Nope.
What? There's a couple that are really good that you might like.
Yeah, I've never watched anime.
All right,
You
I'll buy you
might like
Crunchyroll.
some.
You got to start. It'll be good.
You can use my account. Someone in India is using it right now.
Yeah.
Like I know titles of anime. Like I know One Piece is a thing.
You should watch Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer.
Agree.
And if those don't give you like a further drive, then I don't know what will.
Yeah, then you're just gone.
They're perfect. They're perfect for cardio. Like watching an anime while you're doing cardio is that's a cheat code.
Yeah.
Well, the point I was trying to make is because of this idea of comparison. Basically, in Dragon Ball, there are two main characters that everyone knows, Goku and Vegeta. Goku's always stronger, but he trains for self-mastery and just to be better, where Vegeta trains to try to beat Goku. And he always gets his ass kicked. If your comparison point and your limit is where someone's already at, like, okay, this is like the idea of diminishing returns. Because you're trying to reach something, and as you reach it, you make less and less progress. Like, it gets harder and harder. If that goal, if that set point is already where someone's at, you're probably never going to reach them. But if you're just training to be better and master, you can excel and then actually walk past them. Because your eyes, like, they don't even register. It's your perfect form versus something that's already there. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
No, it is. You're training for self-mastery, and then another person's trying to compare themselves to you and trying to beat you, but not succeeding because they're not doing it for themselves.
The only guy who was ever able to catch up to and then beat the person they set as the standard was Jay, but he really didn't because Ronnie had injuries. But Jay was trying to beat Ronnie. Jay wasn't trying to be the best Jay. And now we have Jay, and he's fucking amazing. But Ronnie didn't have a rivalry. Ronnie just wanted to be Ronnie. And then he became Ronnie. Like, he became what he saw. He wasn't trying to beat the top dog. He knew he was going to be the top dog.
I met him. He signed my lifting belt.
You know the idea of, like, shadow boxing?
Yeah.
Right. Mental shadow boxing, like mentally practicing something before you do it, has been studied to increase your performance at that thing about half as much as actually training it. If it's a skill-based thing, including like your posing routine.
Yeah, because for the first time, like my posing was like encouraged.
Yeah.
At Powerhouse, it kind of like lit a fire in me to. It's like, okay, people are signing up with me for posing. I'm gonna be this motherfucker. I'm a student of Rusty Jeffers, so I'm gonna be that motherfucker that brings 80s, 90s posing back to my physique. I'll never be the biggest guy, but as far as self-mastery goes, I'm going to master the only two things you can control in bodybuilding: conditioning and posing.
Yep.
The only two things you can control. Yeah, I may not be the biggest because I'm only like 5'1.5". But as far as conditioning and posing, if I just realize these are the only things I can control and I just slaughter it, then I can be like happy on stage. And what also was a huge inspiration to me, I didn't receive any like much video back from like the posing event that we did. I was only like going over like people's stories, recording the event.
Same.
Dude, it genuinely brought like a tear to my eye to hear Ally's voice screaming for you when you were posing. Because I've never seen that in person. I've never felt that type of energy in person, having like a partner be so not only, you know, support is support, but intensely passionate about what their partner is doing. Dude, that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. That's something like you should really look for in a partner. Like they want to see you win. I don't know. Especially when you're in a sport. Like,
Oh my God.
if they weren't super like rah in your corner, that would just suck.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people settle.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, especially in this generation, everybody's like in a rush for something. But
Man, I don't know if it's a rush or if people just don't understand what matters anymore.
well, yeah, like especially like social media. Oh, the grass is greener here. The grass is greener here. The grass is greener here.
Right. If we could all just live more in the present and in reality, like in existence, in creation, I think we'd be a lot happier. Like all this stuff online is fake. It's kind of gay too. But sitting and having real relationships and really thinking about the future and what you want out of your life and then actualizing that, that's really cool. And it becomes really obvious really quickly what actually matters when your aims are right. If your goal is to provide and your goal is to create a family.
I don't know. I challenge anybody to literally stop fucking posting for 1 week. Stop recording your shit for 1 week and just detox for 1 week. 1 week is not a lot of time, but I don't believe people can like do that anymore.
I find that the better your life gets, the less likely you are to post about it.
Yeah.
That's been my experience for sure. Like the happier I get over time, the less I post.
Yeah, like I've been guilty of not posting, but I'll still like doom scroll.
Oh yeah.
But after I was banned from the event, that was my moment where like I shut my Instagram completely off. And for 1 week, I didn't give a fuck about anything, about anyone. I just took down my Instagram for a week and I just worked. And I don't believe people can do that anymore because people also have an impulse of like, oh, Instagram has to know what I'm thinking at this moment. Oh my God, I saw this really cool post or quote. I have to post it. I know like other people's quotes is like a huge thing on people's stories now. It's just like, I have to share this quote. I have to do this. I have to do this. It's just like,
I kind of wonder if that's from a lack of
attention.
No, genuine conversation and genuine connection. Because I feel like if you were able to just communicate those ideas with someone that personally enriches your life, that you care about, I don't care about sharing my thoughts with the world or friends that I didn't have that conversation with. I can talk with them about it when I want to, and there's no back and forth. It's much less fun.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I've tried to talk to these people that of like the examples that I'm giving, and it's the most painful thing, like conversation wise. I have to like go through because it's just like, dog, I can't tell if you're like, if you hate me for something, or you're genuinely not interested in what I have to say, but you'll post this, and this about like mental health and like being there for people. It's just like, I'm talking to you in real time. Talk to me. Say words.
Yeah.
We can do this. Honestly, ever since I got out of the hospital and kind of like made a catalyst for this, I just genuinely don't give a fuck. I'm going to be as unhinged as I want to.
Yeah. Being hinged is boring.
Dude, when I train with, you guys know like Markeith?
No.
No.
Oh, well, me and him train at Power Build sometimes. But
I don't like Power Build. But wait, I think that we should go back in time.
I'd like that.
Yes. Who was your biggest inspiration, your greatest inspiration? What got you into bodybuilding?
Oh shit.
Haha, reverse.
I ask the questions now.
Yeah, nobody's actually asked me questions on here.
I got a lot.
Oh, sick. What got me into bodybuilding? I saw Sadiq Hadzovic on his like YouTube, and he was training for the Olympia, and he was the first bodybuilder I ever followed on Instagram, and then it became Kai Green. Those were like the big two, Sadiq Hadzovic and Kai Green, and I remember like watching them train. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing, but I'm gonna try to do it, and then I got hit with an ultimatum. It's either my Xbox or a gym membership. So I said a gym membership, and so my dad literally took an axe and sledgehammer to the Xbox, and I got a gym membership at Philadelphia Sports Club. Shout out to those who know about Philadelphia Sports Club at High Point. But yeah, I started there, and I didn't have a car. I didn't have any way to get there, and it was 3 miles from my house. I motherfucking walked those 3 miles to the gym when I could. Snow, rain, I became known as that kid who would walk to school. Yeah. Even though CB South was 3 miles from my house. UNAMI Middle School was 1.5 miles from my house. I became known as that kid who walks. And that's how I lost a majority of my weight. But, you know, everybody starts to, like, get girls. And I just started acquiring men.
This is a universal experience for the bodybuilder, just so you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would say Sadiq Hadzovic and Kai Green, and just watching their videos is, like, the first time I felt any confidence whatsoever.
Cool.
If we go all the way back to when I started wanting to train in general, you're going to laugh at me, but like we always had a pretty nice gym in my parents' basement. It's legitimately pretty good. I actually trained all the way up until my first teen national wins in the fucking basement.
Nice.
Like, it's a good facility. But I was like 5, and we watched Rocky. And for like the next 3 months as a 5-year-old, I was boom, 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 hitting the bag downstairs, like doing push-ups like Rocky. And then, I don't know, when I was a young kid, like 7, 8, I was watching documentaries about the Spartans and their warrior ethic and their sacrificial loss at Thermopylae. I was like, that juiced me forever. And then I got fat, and then I didn't want to be fat anymore. And I thought, who's really good at not being fat? Bodybuilders. So I studied nutrition, I studied the training, studied all that, like what they would do, and I decided to cut. And then after that, I decided I don't want to be skinny. I want to be big.
That's epic as shit. I want. That's how I'm gonna raise my kid if I ever have one.
Dude, just Gladiator, Rocky, and Braveheart. Loop them.
Is Greek stuff not like epic as shit?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's why like it's called like the Iron Axiom. Axiom means truth, rooted in axios, which means worthy. And that's kind of like the whole thing. It's like I am worthy because I literally came back from a suicide attempt, and now I can have this platform talking to other people that have stories. It's just like I can look you dead in the windows of your soul and say, what was your I am worthy moment? What was your second chance? What was that moment where you got to have like that full circle moment of I am in the worst place I could ever be, rock bottom, and 6 feet under that, to now achieving something, and then having that full circle moment be like, I am worthy of this. I am worthy of what I have now. I am worthy of what I achieved. I'm worthy of what I suffered for.
For me, it was during COVID right before, that's when I started on my weight loss journey, just diet and exercise. So I was going to the gym at Temple, where I went to college. And so then the whole world shut down. And the gyms were closed, and I started putting the weight back on, and I was really depressed. Well, then I saw on the news there was a gym that was open, Atilis in Belmar. And it was actually only 15 minutes from my college apartment. So I was too scared to go alone. So my dad would drive every day from home, pick me up at school, and take me to Atilis. And we would train together. And that's where I developed the love of training, because my dad taught me, like as if I were a boy. And it was really the community there that made me want to keep going, because everybody was so nice and so supportive, and being the only gym that was open anywhere, all the bodybuilders were there. So like I could actually see that, and I was just surrounded by it, and it made me want to keep going. And then so I was training, I was working with a personal trainer 3 times a week. And then I had a friend who did one show, and she came back after that, and she was like, "You need to do a show. You're going to love it." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And that's when I hired my first coach. And then 14 months later, I competed for the first time. 14 months after that, I did my second show. So
You became a product of your environment.
yeah. So
Same thing with you. You became a product of your environment. You had that great facility. You had the original motivators for like just a man in general, Rocky and Spartan shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me like my parents were never into like fitness. I'm the only one in my family that like works out.
Wow.
that's hard. I know that that's hard. It's really hard to see people you love not willing to do anything to help themselves. And you know you're going to die because you refuse to take care of yourself.
Yeah, like if you look at my family, I look straight up adopted. From the facial hair to like the way I act, the stuff I talk about, the stuff I'm into. Like I'm the first to successfully serve in the military. I'm the first one to actually like go forth and like be an EMT paramedic, and then yeah, sure I wasn't able to figure it out for a while, but then I found bodybuilding, and I showed my grandmother a picture of Nick Walker, and she said, "But you're already like that." Aww. And I was just like, son of a bitch, no, I'm not.
My grandma tells me I look like a man. I have man arms.
But yeah, I remember showing her a picture of Nick Walker, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to be. She's like, you're already like that. And I'm like, nope, you'll know when you see it.
But thank you.
But
thank you.
But thank you. But no. Yeah, like it was really hard being like the only one, and you know, I got made fun of in school for it, having my duffel bag full of meals, walk around with a gallon jug. I mean, this whole like journey has like provided me with what I have now, and with second chances, I've had a lot of those, but the show that I competed in, that's so far been like my only I am worthy moment. So I feel like if it comes tomorrow or comes in the shows that I plan on competing in the fall, I'm still waiting for another one of those moments.
Yeah.
I don't think I've found that yet.
You're like you achieved something, you're worthy moment. It's going to be weird that it had to take until the 5th time, but it was after my 5th Teen Collegiate National win. Because one of the reasons I want to keep doing this and be like a good professional bodybuilder for a while is because I think there was something that my dad didn't know. He gifted me and my brothers by, like, he was a collegiate powerlifter, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, he was a good athlete. And then he decided to start doing Taekwondo. And when we were growing up, we were going to national competitions with him for Taekwondo. And the last year he competed, he got on the U.S. national team for Taekwondo. Like, he was one of like 7 people selected from the entire country to go represent Taekwondo on the world stage. I'm like, okay, that means that like I have the potential to go and do something that seems stupid and ridiculous and insane and impressive. If you don't know someone in your circle that has done something noteworthy like that, I feel like it's harder to believe that you can. So I'd really like to be competitive as a pro and like show my kids like you can actually go and be one of the best in the world at something if you actually give it your all. Like, you have that ability within you. And I think a lot of people do, but they don't have the either commitment or belief that they can.
Yeah, believing is like a huge struggle, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially on your bad days, you still have to, do what those motivational videos say, like, oh, believe in yourself, believe in yourself. And I'm just like, I'm not in any mood to believe shit. I want to say, like, fuck you. And that was a lot of my motivation for a while, to be halfway decent at bodybuilding, is because I didn't believe in myself. I just wanted to say, fuck you to this person, fuck you to this person. I'm still doing that in a way, but you have to find a way, like a healthier way to like redeem yourself almost.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? This didn't go how I wanted it to. Let me redeem myself through like trying again. Everybody knew me as like the bodybuilder kid in school before like Instagram.
Yeah.
And people still recognize me. I'm like, oh, they're like, oh my God, he's still fucking doing it. He's still fucking doing it. And as much as it's a love-hate relationship, sometimes you just have to say like, fuck you to you, your past weaknesses, your bad habits.
You just have to remember, like, I've already proven that I can do hard things. Mm-hmm. I've already proven that to myself. Like, I've done this before, I can do it again. And it is really nice when people come out of the woodwork from years ago that you don't know anymore, don't talk to say like, hey, thanks for the inspiration, or like, you got me back in the gym, thank you. Like, that means a lot. That's cool when that comes.
Yeah. God works in like mysterious ways. The closest full circle moment I had at Powerhouse was when I got Tiffany Sams and her boyfriend and cameraman Raj to actually come in person to Powerhouse, and the owners of Powerhouse were already so fucking mad and like angry that she didn't like show up for this, and I had to be the mediator as like the lowest on the totem pole, be like, hey, relax, she's human, relax, let me figure this out. So I did. I got her to come, and she said, oh my God, this is such a great gym, sign me up. And I was like, oh fuck. When she signed up, that like broke me in the best way possible. I had to barricade myself in the posing room just so I could cry, like tears of joy, because like on the day, exactly a year before that, I was at my lowest, and I met her for the first time when I lived in Florida, and we went to Kissimmee Muscle Gym. I was at the lowest point in my entire life. And having that full circle moment where I can be the one to like walk around the gym and like show her something that I believe could be great, to now her signing up for a membership and having me be responsible for that. That felt pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Powerhouse East Norton is a top tier gym. Like, the facilities are stunning. There's nothing in a 40-mile radius that can compare.
You got to go to Iron Rev if you want a like, comparable gym.
Just in terms of facility, I mean.
Just the facility.
Yeah, I don't want to get in too much trouble. Because, I mean, I'm willing to do a lot, but not for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to give your name something when you're not giving me anything.
Mm-hmm. I think all three of us were willing to do a ton.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it just fell on deaf ears.
A lot of people don't like to accept help or like open doors up. I had the same thing at Power Build. Like, I was there for a long time. Everyone loved me there. And I offered to help with stuff and be part of things, and they just never wanted it. So like, okay, what are you going to do? But they could have reached out and accepted it, but kind of same thing going on here. Like, people with talent sometimes go without getting the opportunities they offer themselves for.
Yeah, I'm going to do this because I'm not affiliated with anyone. To the owners of Powerhouse, I did this shit myself. But can't sue me because I didn't drop any names. With everything that went on, it was like a huge shock. But the thing that it did give me was the second Owen, who I also had on the podcast. As soon as he said, "Dude, you should run your own event," my brain went wild with the ideas and sharing them with everybody. And having an idea for, I remember being in the office, getting yelled at for being in the office because I wasn't a manager. But shooting an idea for a podcast, and we should do a podcast, to now doing it my goddamn self. To now there are like little holes that I can fill with the other ideas that I had. So now my ideas don't have to die. I just have to put them somewhere else.
Yeah, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah, and I also want to shout out to like all the love, and support in the world to Danny Swole and Guy Cisternino. These two gentlemen got me out of that hole that I was in. Danny Swole has done so much behind the scenes. What he posts on social media is very literally like a fraction of who he is. Yeah. He does so much more behind the scenes that, you know, it's very easy to, you know, hate on somebody for social media, but you can't hate the man behind the scenes.
No way.
He's doing so much for the community, men, women, everybody's mental health. This dude works so incredibly hard to make other people great.
He's a really good dude.
Yeah.
And you can't say that about a lot of people. Same thing with Guy Cisternino. His unapologetic attitude has lifted up myself and so many other people. You know, Guy shares his stories a lot, and all I can think about is this guy has been through the absolute ringer, and he's still who he is. he's still helping people. He's still being a loyal friend to those around him that reciprocate it. He's also another guy that does so much behind the scenes that nobody knows about because not everything needs to be posted about.
Right.
He's such a great dude, and I can't say enough good things about the both of them.
I mean, Danny's like a personal friend of ours. And with Guy, when I was a teenager, I was messaging him and I was like, hey, can I come up and train with you? He was like, sure, come here at this time. And then I trained with him like twice a month for a year or two. And that helped me out quite a bit. And it got me networked in places. And I learned a lot about training and the sport just vicariously. And of course, he has his faults. I mean, he's always late, but like always late. But he's a good guy. Like he will help you out if you ask. And I don't know anyone that says differently.
Yeah, like it's also very rare for somebody to see somebody like that who's just willing to give.
Yeah.
And how do I word this? People see that kindness for weakness and see what they can acquire out of the relationship. What can I take from him? What can I take from him? It's just like
give selflessly.
Yeah, like he's giving because it's who he is. And
he cares. He actually cares.
he give both of them, they give a shit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, unfortunately, the large majority are just associating themselves with, Guy, Danny, or like people similar for the networks, the clout, or can't believe I just said that word. But they're just doing it to just suck whatever they can get out of them. And it's just like, dude, these people are giving selflessly, and it's a shame to see that it's rare nowadays.
That's how you get infamy, not notoriety.
Yeah.
Like you get found out if you just use people.
Yeah, if you're inauthentic.
Yeah.
Something else I wanted to mention is that this year I'm going to be offering show day makeup.
Nice.
For girls. Yeah, because I'm not too happy in my 9 to 5. And so I'm thinking, like, what can I do that I actually enjoy? And growing up, I enjoyed doing a lot of special effects makeup. Like, I could make it look like you had a gunshot wound. And I also just enjoy regular makeup. So show day makeup is the perfect combination of the two.
And she has experience.
Yes, I've done my own show day makeup. I've done prom makeup, wedding makeup, all the things. So that's my latest offering.
Yeah.
And I will travel to the show and provide products. And
show day makeup seems like a really hard thing.
It kind of is, because you have to, it's a lot more exaggerated. It's not like normal everyday makeup. And if you don't have experience in normal makeup, then it's just a whole different ballgame. So I'm going to be offering that. I'm excited.
What are you guys doing April 19th?
April 19th?
Is that my brother's wedding?
That's the day after. Okay. We'll be at a wedding the day before. Yeah. Why?
Because April 19th is the Philly Iron Classic right here in King of Prussia, promoted by Fred Biggie Smalls, who I also had a podcast with 2 days ago.
I would love to do makeup for... Actually, I have someone that I know from the gym. I offered to do her makeup. I don't remember what show she's doing, but I don't think she even knows. But my services are available.
Yep.
On the low.
At the show, I'll be there. The posing mirror that the rear posing mirror that me and Rusty put together, that will be there at the show. I will be there to not only support Freddie, but see if I can do anything to like cover the show. This is still very like new and cool to me, and one thing I want to do is like be like the news coverage for like amateur shows.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
awesome.
literally just go through people's Instagrams like, oh, this is my top 6 prediction.
Oh, for amateur shows, yeah.
That's fun.
Like bring some hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I did at the other gym. Like treat amateurs like pros, because why not? It's for the experience. I got my pro experience at my very first show when this camera guy literally called me backstage to do an interview. Who doesn't want to do that?
I know, that's cool.
Right. It gives you buy-in for the whole industry.
And yeah, it just promotes the athletes better.
Yeah.
It makes them want to do this.
Yeah. You should get notoriety for what you do.
Imagine like somebody doing their first show like so like anxious. I don't know. And then just being welcomed with like, I have you in my top 6. I have you winning the show.
That's cool. I had no idea what I was expecting going into my first show, and I think it was better that way. I didn't know what a big show it was. I didn't know how many people were going to be there. I just had no idea or expectation going in, and I think it was better that way because I was a lot less anxious. Now, I messed up my whole routine, and I looked terrible, but I don't know. I just still had fun.
First show memories will, I feel like, always like live forever.
My parents have a giant picture from my first show, like blown up on the mantle above their fireplace. I'm like, get rid of that. I look so much better now.
Yeah, even shots from my first show are in 2 gyms in Florida. But with interviewing athletes, covering the show on here, I guess that's my way of like giving back to bodybuilding and what it's done for me, and how I felt during the interview. Yeah, I was anxious, but I still thought it was cool. Why not give these people like a little bit of confidence? Everybody wants to have that rock star treatment. Why not give it to people that like actually deserve the attention?
Yeah.
If they don't want attention, cool. But everybody deserves to feel like a rock star every like once in a while. Everybody deserves a little bit of recognition, because imagine you think your prep is going to shit, and all of a sudden a video pops out of you and your Instagram being of your physique updates being compared to everyone else, and you see yourself and you actually look pretty damn good compared to the competition.
I try not to look at the other competition going in. I don't want to know.
Yeah, and I don't know. I have these are also the holes that I want to fill that I wasn't able to fill with Powerhouse with my ideas.
Yeah.
I can, he's already giving out top tier trophies and making it a whole different experience compared to other amateur shows. And yes, it will be a national qualifier. You will have a best poser award.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Any couples?
Well, that's
No couple?
That's the thing that I want to, start talking about, is not just maybe starting at this show, but I'm going to say this very boldly. Let's bring back couples routines in bodybuilding. Bring back couples routines and make a show for it.
We would love to do that.
Yeah, that'd
like,
be so
we would
cool.
be all about it. Totally. I mean, we are doing the same show, but we don't
Yeah,
get
but how
to.
cool would it be to actually be able to be on stage together?
I know, that would be really
And a lot of people in the industry, if they have a relationship, it's someone else who also competes.
And what show are you guys doing?
PA muscle.
And the North Americans.
Yes.
Guest posing. Couples routine guest posing.
Where?
I'll figure it out.
Okay. We're in.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just bring back people have to the NPC and IVB is a business. They have to make money, but let's bring back the fun shit. in bodybuilding.
I only do it for fun. Like, there's no money in bodybuilding for me.
Yeah, and like with the industry just expanding with like, let's add this division, add this division, add this division. But let's make a bodybuilding show a show. Put on something for the audience.
Yeah. I mean, even just with posing routines, the posing routines nowadays usually suck.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for Tom. 2026 Pennsylvania Muscle.
It'll be fun.
He's got something up his sleeve.
Did you record his posing routine?
No. No
Damn.
spoilers. No spoilers.
No, I meant at like the.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course I
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could send that to me, we can make it like a little sneak peek.
Well,
It was a little fat.
a little bit. You did a crash diet, like
Yeah.
12 days.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah, but like imagine like that's the trailer, and then just seeing like the result.
It's going
at
to be
PA
epic.
Muscle.
Wait, do you want to see my 2-year, 22 weeks out, both of them?
Yes.
It's crazy. It's actually crazy. And all this time, I think, like, I look like shit. Like, I haven't made any progress. Well, it's not true.
Also, while you were gone, holy shit.
And both of those are 22 weeks out.
Are we able to like get a camera on that?
Focus.
Wait. Here.
Yeah.
So.
While you were gone, me and Tom were talking about the Powerhouse guest posing event.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about I have never in person seen a partner so intensely passionate, cheering and screaming for their partner guest posing.
Well, I love him. You know, we're getting married.
Show the ring. Sorry, guys, she's taken.
That's okay. I can see a reflection.
May 15th, 2027.
I'll cover the event for free.
We do need a videographer.
But I described it as like beautiful because I was looking at like people's stories covering the event, and when I heard you screaming for Tom, I was like, that's fucking beautiful.
I would have nothing. I would be nothing and nowhere if it weren't for Tom. We actually met at PA Muscle 2024 at my last show. That's where we first met. Yep.
And you should have won.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
her physique was actually the best bikini physique up there. She just couldn't pose.
Yeah,
So-
my posing is my biggest weakness, my biggest downfall for sure.
It's important to practice.
Yes, it is. And that's what he told me. Like, as soon as I got off stage, he was like, you should have won, but your posing needs work.
Seth
And-
sucked.
No, you didn't.
I know.
But I knew he was telling me the truth. And if I had been, like, if I didn't know that that was already true, I might have thought, like, oh, what an asshole. What does he know? But I already knew, like, yeah, my posing sucks. And so for him to have been the only one who was so brutally honest with me, like, that's what I needed to hear, not what I wanted to hear. I'm like, oh, I like him. He's willing to be honest.
What a pickup line.
For real. Yep. And I actually knew his parents for a while before we ever met.
Oh, how did that happen?
They were Sunday regulars at my old waitressing job.
Nice.
Yeah, so they could tell that I was a bodybuilder, and they're like, oh, you should meet our son. And it took a while, but we met. Yeah.
It turned out good. So
Yeah, still looking for mine, but like I often use you guys as like what a bodybuilding couple like should be. You are honest with each other, you hold each other accountable, and you just not only cheer, you scream loud for each other, both physically and behind the scenes. Like, you could tell that you guys really want each other to win,
Oh, hell yeah.
both on and off the stage.
Like, I want to come home with 2 pro cards this summer. That's what I want to have happen. And I don't know, I feel like sabotaging someone that you know, quote unquote love would be pretty pathetic. Just so you can feel a little better about yourself.
I feel like
I
just
could never.
I feel like just because PA Muscle made this happen, I feel like the PA Muscle should have couples routines now.
Ooh, Nikki, on it.
People are getting married at shows now.
Hopefully, if we both win overall, then we will be on stage together at some point.
For a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll have to get up there and take a bunch of pictures
Oh,
together.
yeah, afterwards.
Yeah.
You two have to do a most muscular together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My shoulders are my best attribute for sure.
I think we'd say my quads. Yeah.
Still cracking the carpet with this thing.
You know, we were talking a lot earlier about bad starts to preps. How about a good start to a prep? Like, so my prep right now is still 7,000 calories a day,
Jesus.
20 minutes of cardio, and that's it. And I'm getting leaner, but I put on a little bit of weight. So I'll take it. Like, that's a system running smoothly. That's what you want. Then we can make little changes. Like, if you can run a prep like a 90% recomp, that's the fucking goal. Like, if you're not dieting hard and you can actually grow during it, that's cool.
Yeah, and you're not gonna grow on like 7,000 calories.
Yeah, right. Although I'll be honest, it is more like a maintenance calorie for me.
Dude, that's nuts.
I don't like it. I want a food reduction, but maybe I'll get lucky this week.
Can't get small.
Yeah. No, that's the point, right? Yeah.
I mean, you already take up the entire chair.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, sitting in her car is terrible. So she has a Mini, and just sitting in the Mini, my center of gravity is like 5 inches to the left of the center of the chair, just because the door pushes me sideways. It's really bad. Like,
You would hate my Fiat, dude.
oh, God. I mean, even like, so I'm a nursing student, and so even when we're at clinicals at the hospitals, if it's a regular hospital chair with arms, my legs don't really fit in it. I have to go one without arms so they can sprawl out.
First class only for you, huh?
Yeah, even first class is a little tight. I think it would be very cruel for me to fly coach. Like, it's like being super fat. You should just eat the ticket.
You just gotta buy 2 seats.
Yeah, I don't have a good relationship with doctors now because, like, after I came out of the hospital, in black and white, it literally says diagnosis, obesity.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, so I'm also not exaggerating when I say this. My doctor looked like he got struck by lightning yesterday, and he was 600 pounds
Jesus.
walking around with a cane. And he was my doctor.
I would never trust a doctor that looked like that.
Well, I was forced to be there. So
That's
for
awful.
like 16 days, I had a diagnosis with obesity, and then even though I kept saying over and over again, like, I feel like shit because I'm grieving, they said depression unspecified, and I'm like, okay, and getting like stereotyped as like a steroid user and being treated the way I was treated. Staff, wonderful. Love the staff. Hate the doctors though. But my doctor was 600 pounds and like treating me like a piece of shit because I use steroids. And I'm like, okay, well, you fucking inject Totinos.
Yeah. Well, and it's so true. The way you look on the outside is a direct representation of who you are on the inside. If you're 600 pounds, clearly you have no self-control, you have no discipline.
Also, I found out his medical licenses were expired.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You can sue.
I ain't got enough money for that. My money's paying for this.
Right.
But yeah, they expired in 2025, and it was 2026.
That's why it's important to doctor shop as an athlete.
I found a new doctor that I actually really like because I had a gallbladder attack a few weeks ago. And previously there was a polyp in my gallbladder. So I'm just a little worried about that. And I'm going in next week for ultrasounds on everything. And I'm praying that they don't say surgery now because that would get in the way of my plans.
Just a bit.
Yeah, so.
Are you guys going to do like a mini prep for the wedding?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I guess I have to.
Yeah.
Dude, your suit's going to cost a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
God. You know, we were saying my brother has a wedding coming up. Going to get the rental suit was hilarious.
Oh, it was
Fucking
awful.
hilarious. They had to give me the largest waist size pants that they have.
They're still tight on your legs.
Right. And we have to hold them up with suspenders because there's no belt loops. They have like the slide system. So, of course, the slide system on the largest waist size pants they make is too big for my waist. So we have suspenders holding them up. And then we're going to have to like clip those.
The shirt is like a bed sheet.
Yeah.
And the jacket is
Trash bag.
it's
I mean, it's a trash bag.
it's terrible. We're gonna have to do some like at home tailoring with safety pins just to make him look.
You ever use like shirt stays?
Huh?
Use shirt stays?
What do you mean?
Like those like bands that connect to your socks and they hold your. You've never.
I've never heard of that.
Dude, yeah, I wear it every day for work.
Huh.
We're gonna have to
Look into
those.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, they literally connect to like it literally looks like a Y strap.
Mm-hmm.
It connects to the front. There's a clip to the front, clip to the back, and the band connects to your socks. So it's literally pulling your shirt down.
That's nice.
I can't believe you've never heard of that.
No.
Yeah, we
Okay,
need
I'll have to
look
buy
into
some,
those.
Yeah, dude, I had to drop like $600 in a new suit because I forgot it at the dry cleaners.
Ooh, that's an expensive fuck up.
Right before work too. So I had an hour to get to work. So I went to Men's Warehouse before they closed, bought a suit, ran out with it, and had to like drive to work. And I was just like,
Go back to that dry cleaner and get your suit back.
"Oh, I did."
Yeah.
But this was like a week ago,
There's no returns.
and it was they closed at 6, like, and I didn't know that, so I was just like, fuck. But is there anything you guys like want to promote for yourselves, or something you want to say to like directly to people watching or like listening?
So, even though I am just a nursing student, I also have a background in pharmacology and chemistry from Temple. And I've been helping people out with health-related issues and blood work for, I can honestly say, more than 5 years, like fixing problems that doctors can't figure out. So if your coach or if anyone is like you're having a health issue and they're having trouble troubleshooting it, or you're not happy with how they're reading your blood work and you want more explanation, you can always reach out to me on my Instagram, Tom Pacaro, and I'll give you a pretty well-informed opinion about what's going on. Yeah. I also do coaching, but of course, if someone's already coached and they just want a little bit more explanation or opinions on blood work or something health-related going on, I'm not going to step on the coach's toes. I'll just talk about their health issue. Yeah.
And you want to promote your show makeup?
Yes, I am really excited to offer show day makeup. Hit me up and we'll see if I'm available and can make it to your show. And I can also provide pictures and evidence that I'm halfway decent at makeup. What else? I'm always just looking to build community. So I want to build a community.
Would you be interested in teaching girls how to train hard?
Yes, for sure. For sure.
You need to figure out that. You make a lot of money.
I try, like, couple more, come on. It really comes from within, I think. You have to be willing to push past your limits.
And what's your guys' Instagram?
Just my name at Tom Pacaro, TOMPACARO.
Ally Eckert, and that's ALLYECKARDT.
And of course, I am John Wanling, and this has been a very, very good episode of the Iron Axiom, because I get to have a conversation with my two friends, and not just somebody like high up in the industry who are like barely know. Like this was like a really good catch up, and for whoever's watching, don't compare yourself. Just enjoy the journey, enjoy where you are, be present. Do not let social media steal the glory you're worthy of.
On that, when you put the phone down, it doesn't exist anymore. It's not real. This is real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't exist. Like, exist in reality. That's my message. Exist in reality.
I just want to apologize for my heavy breathing.
Hey, big boys got to take oxygen. But this has been the Iron Axiom, AXM for short, and God bless everyone.